Good afternoon, traders. This is Stephen Gemma from QuickTrade. Welcome to our technical analysis training session. Mr. Mtetilil, Kunjan Baba, Pretty, how are you? I haven't seen Mtetilil in class in a while, eh? Or is it because of the long Easter weekend? But Pretty, I think you have not been attending for the past like 2-3 weeks, eh? Yeah, I understand, Mtetilil. I think, yeah, you've been bunking classes a lot lately. Pretty, are you there? Oh, hi, Pretty. Yeah, Pretty. Your surname. It's Madway. Is it Madway? Is it right if I say Madway, or is Madway? Madway. Oh, okay, okay. No, that's fine. Do you understand Zulu? Madway. Hey, I've never heard of this surname before. Eh? I'm also Zulu. Okay, guys, ngicabanga ukuthi namhlanje why singamane siyenze ngesiZulu le training lena, because khona manje there's only like the three of us. There's Mthetheleli, there is Pretty. We don't have too many people yet. I don't know. Yeah, is that an issue, guys? Nifuna ukungixoshisa nina. I see. Guys, I mean, a lot of people are going to have a problem with that. I think maybe let's just stick to let's get stuck on once. Okay, guys, you've been attending these sessions. Please let me know. Is this really helping you guys? Are you seeing any difference? Is there any difference that you guys are seeing in your trading? That's if you guys are putting in any time and effort, because I mean that's the main thing. Doing research, backtesting. Yesterday there's a system that I was busy working on. I'm still backtesting it. It deals specifically with market corrections or crashes in the market. I'm looking at that, trying to see if there is any sort of hard data that I can try and use to see when these things happen, that this one is massive. There's been a lot of difference for you. It does help. Okay, guys. Thank you. Koleka Duku or Duku. Thank you for joining us. The only issue that I think we're going to have here, Koleka, is that you may not be able to see what I am showing on my screen because you are using an Android device. If you are using an Android device, you may have a problem seeing what I am demonstrating. Don't you have a laptop, Koleka, or a desktop? Because if you do, you can just switch on to those devices and you'd be able to see what I'm showing. Thank you. Okay, guys, you know what? I don't know where to begin today. I don't actually want to bore you because I mean this market has been very volatile lately. I don't know what's going to come out of the White House next, what the Chinese people are going to say, but to me it seems like The US has a problem, not China. So China is waiting for the US to come up maybe with a plan to solve the issue. This trade war that's currently happening is a big problem. So we'll try and take it easy. Mtatili, you're saying let's start with ITU so long. Okay, we'll have a look at ITU. It's not an issue. Okay, okay. ITU, okay. Okay, guys, this is the price of Into. I don't know if Into is trying to put out a bottom there, because I mean, in March we had a positive month with up 6%, and well, month to date we are still flattish. We're up almost 1%. To be exact, we're up 92 basis points. Sorry, let me mark these levels. I think these levels are going to give us some issues on Into. Okay. Okay, guys, as you can see, we have a negative trend happening here. The stock ITU has been falling since May 2016, and right now we're still trading below our 10 simple moving average on the monthly time frame. So that's one of the red flags that you look at. That is this the stock that you want to go in and buy or not? To me, right now, this one looks like it's not a buy. But I mean, let's now go to our weekly chart. Let's check what the weekly chart is saying. Oh, the weekly chart. The weekly chart is saying that it's also saying that this is not a buy yet. You see where we are here? Our moving average. The price is just below the moving average. It's more like this market is still trying to decide whether to go above the moving average or not. There is a bit of resistance around this dynamic moving average, which is our SMA. So there is a bit of a problem there. Let us go and get. Okay, let me put this one up here. Let me put this one up here. Come down here. I'm trying to get support and resistance levels here. This is the point I'm marking, this turning point. And another turning point is this one up here. Now let's check. Guys, if you look at this market since beginning of Feb this year, the stock ITU has not closed above 35.50. You see this line here. Let me make it thicker. Let me try and make this line thicker and maybe dotted. Okay, the dotted line. The dotted line is 35.50. This market hasn't closed above 35.50 since Feb this year. It's been trading between 34 and 35, or we can call it 34.10 and 35.50. That's a very tight range. I believe there's a trade idea out. I don't know what the levels are. What are the levels there, Teteleli? Could you please give me those levels? I just want to check if this makes sense. Hey, Mr. Ndlela, how are you? You are late. Yeah, Mr. Zambis. Hi. Okay, long is 34.85. TP is 37, 32, and stop loss is 34.15. You know, I don't know, but this stop loss of 34.15 I think is a problem, because I've just told you now that the range is 34, well, I mean 34.10 or 34.08 and 35.50. So that stop loss of 34.15, I think it's in the way. Our stop loss has to be below. Okay, what's this low here? We need to have our stop below 33.65, because I mean the way this stock I mean is behaving right now, it looks like it may come back down to 34.10, 34, or it may go up to 35.50 before deciding which side it wants to pick. It wants to either break out or break down. The long at 34.85. Well, I mean, if I want to get involved in this one, I'll get in at 34.10. I'll try and buy 34.10, not 34.85. 34.85, I think it's in the middle of the range. I think it's too far. I'll show you how that one looks on the daily. Okay, now let's go and check the daily. Are you guys happy with what I've just explained now? Are you following me here? Okay, let's now have a look at. Okay, what are we gonna do here? We'll make this 15. Okay. Okay, we got this line here, this horizontal line, the thin one. This one in the middle, we got it from the monthly chart, that every time it gets to 36 for, well, I mean around 36.43, it comes off. So this one to me doesn't really look like it's a buy, guys. I don't like it. It's been, if you check it on the daily, every time it gets to 35.50, I mean sellers come in and push the price lower, unless if we get a spike. Like you see here, we had a spike here that took us to 37 highs, and here again we had a spike there that took us to 38. So far, we haven't had anything. The market has just been going flat. Let us try and apply maybe our our RSI to try and get some confirmation here. Let's see how the RSI looks. We're looking for the 50 on the RSI. Let's see where our 50 is. 150. Okay. Well, we can't get 50 exactly, but I mean we'll just go for 49.96. Go for 49.96. If you look at our RSI, our RSI is below. Is that the value on the RSI is 46.93. It's 46.93. It's below the 50. So for that reason, I would not go into this one because I mean the RSI is below the 50. There is no momentum here. This thing has been moving sideways for Feb and March. I think the only thing that can happen here is a breakdown. We could see this thing maybe breaking down over the next couple of weeks from here because I mean it's failing to break above and move higher. So I don't think that this is a good trade. Yeah. I see what you're talking about them, Teteleli. No, this thing is just dead. There's nothing happening here. Unless if you want to get stuck on this for, I don't know, for weeks and not seeing any action. Okay, we are done with this one. If anyone has a question, please ask. I know Mtatilili wanted me just to confirm his bias, that he wasn't really thinking that this is a buy. Kumbuzo, is there anything that you have that you'd like to put forward that you want us to have a look at, or any particular currency pair or any stock that you had a look at that you want us to sort of like check out? On Tuesday, when we came back, I don't know whether I think, oh no, but I mean, we spoke about this, I think, on Thursday before we went away for the long weekend. I mentioned a couple of stocks. I mentioned MTN, I mentioned Sasol, I mentioned African Rainbow Minerals. I said those stocks were looking like they were going to close below their monthly moving averages, because I mean that should be your first step. Every time when you go into the new month, you must make sure that you check the shares that closed above their monthly moving averages and those that closed below, because I mean that can actually those crosses can actually set the tone for the new month in those particular stocks. Like the stock that I looked at was African Rainbow, was MTN. Well, MTN, a couple of weeks ago, we said MTN was likely to decline towards 112, 111, 110 area. And yesterday we had that decline. It dropped right down to 110.60. I think it was 110.63, the low. 110.63, it hit that low and it started picking up. I don't know where it's currently trading. Let's have a look at it. But the reason why I'm mentioning these is that some of the stocks that we mention in our webinars, you guys can actually take advantage of those. Go in and trade those shares, because some of those shares have good opportunities. Well, I mean, the low yesterday was 110.63, and today we are up 1.8%. So if you had done maybe a blind entry around maybe like 111, you could be up some like decent amount of cash here. you could have made on MTN. But let's look at the monthly on MTN first. Let's check the weekly. Okay, the weekly is still saying short. You see the monthly we closed below our moving average in March. You see how much? Oh, okay. Well, now it's recouped some of these losses that we had here, but I mean for the month or month to date we're still down 0.43% on MTN. So I don't know what's going to happen here when MTN approaches 119. You can mark that area on MTN 119. You must check whether MTN is able to make a close above 119 and have a follow through, pushing the price higher, maybe it was 125. But I doubt we're going to have MTN closing above 119. I mean, this week, every time when it gets to 119, I think there's going to be a problem there. That's because of the previous month's close. The close in March on MTN on a monthly closing basis, it was 119.02. So that area is very important. Let's check what's the high today. The high today is 119.35. When the price got in that zone, I mean sellers started coming in and pushing the price lower. So you must keep an eye out for that one if you want to participate on MTN. Now let's look at ARI, African Rainbow Minerals. Okay, African Rainbow Minerals. African Rainbow Minerals, we closed below our moving average in March. In March, we were down 18.5%, and month to date, we are down 5.15%. So, what does this mean? Maybe some of you are asking. You know, if you look at this close, if you had just said, okay, I mean, African Rainbow Minerals closed at 101.40, I'll just go in and take a shot, 101.40, and currently we are at 96.27. I was expecting the price to get to 89, 90 levels. The other level I was looking at was 85. It did not really get to 85, but the low was 90.25. So if some of you had gotten in on this one, you could have made like a decent amount of cash just based on the monthly close. The monthly close is below the moving average, so you can expect to see a bit of a sell off on this one. In fact, I think we may even see 80 bucks on African Rainbow Minerals. Currently it's trading around 79. I think we may still see 79 or 80 bucks on African Rainbow Minerals. The picture that I see there is not encouraging. I don't like it. It looks very, very, very negative. Okay, let me try and get a bit more data here. It was this one here. Okay, well, I mean, African Rainbow has resistance around 99 bucks. The level here is 98.85, but I mean, I can just call it 99. When it gets to 99, maybe even closer to our moving average, you can expect maybe sellers to come in and push the price lower. What African Rainbow Minerals is doing right now is giving you a good entry price if you can wait for it. When it gets to maybe 99, wait to see if you can spot any price action reversal there, or you can just jump in, jump in and sell it. If you want to to short it, you can even use the hourly chart. Every time you see, like right now, you cannot short, because if you look at your hourly time frame, this is the hourly chart now. When the price is above your 1 hour on a stock that you think that is supposed to be falling, or on a stock where all the other indicators are indicating that it should decline, you must wait while the price is still above the moving average. But the moment the price on an hourly closing basis closes below the moving average, you can just jump in there and start selling that particular share. Like here, let me see, this was after hours. Like here, when it opened on the 28th of March, you were actually supposed to go in here and sell it at 100 rands, 22 cents. You're supposed to go in and sell it there, and it went up again on the third of April. It went below the moving average at 10 again. The close was 102. Close was 99.10. You were supposed to go in there and sell ARI. At the moment, we are above the moving average, so let's wait and see what this market gives us later in the day, or in the next maybe 2 days. If this thing gets maybe around 98, 99, we may see some people coming in and selling. The moment you see the stock on an hourly closing basis going below your simple moving average there on the hourly, you can just go in and take a short. But please make sure that maybe you use your daily to set your stop. Make sure that you put your stop a little bit higher, so that you avoid being taken out by a fake move up. Guys, are you okay? Okay, I just want to get my watch list here so that I can check. A few days ago also we spoke about we spoke about the top 40 or the OMI. We had a couple of levels that we're looking at. If I remember correctly, I think I mentioned the level of 40. I mentioned the level of 48,500. I said if this market closes below 48,500, we can expect the market to dip even more, and that did not happen yesterday. The market shot down and it picked up, and we closed above that area that I marked. In fact, it's around 48,600, but I mean, I just wanted to create more room when I said that I wanted to close above 48,500, and yesterday we closed above that 48,500. The market shot down yesterday. I think everyone was thinking that the world is coming to an end because I mean we came down, I think, very close to 47,000 from around 48,800, 48,600. I can't remember exactly, but the important thing to note here is the fact that we are below the moving average on the monthly time frame, and you must be very careful when looking at the JSE top 40. This is not a positive sign, it's a negative sign. But the good thing is that the moving average is not flattening out, and it's not looking like it's starting to point downwards. It's still in the middle of nowhere really, pointing up, which is actually a bit of an encouraging sign. We could see maybe top 40 maybe moving higher over the next couple of days, but I mean, let's wait and see what happens, because I mean, if you see around this area, this was our main resistance for a number of well, I mean, for a number of months. 2015 we failed to crack that area. 2016 we failed. We only managed to crack that area in 2017. 2017 we went beyond that area, and right now we could be coming down to test it, but we don't know whether we are just coming down to test it yet. Let's wait maybe for the month of April to finish. At the end of April we will know exactly whether the price is turning around here or not. Let's look at the day. Well, I mean, let's check the weekly first. The weekly. So I mean, if you check the weekly, you can see that support line that I drew there is being respected by the market, because the market even on the weekly shows that the market went down and it bounced off and it started moving higher. That is why we have this nice bullish reversal type of setup happening there. Okay, yesterday we had this one. This is a bullish reversal sign, and the market tried to go up to test our moving average there, and that's what is currently I mean, capping our market at the moment in terms of gains. But I think if the US markets continue ticking higher, I think there's a good chance that we're going to go beyond 50,000 and perhaps get to 52,500 over the next couple of days. We'll see how that pans out, and if that does happen, it means that some of the stocks that we have as buys, those stocks are really going to make us good money. Hmm? Okay. Oh, okay, pretty. Thanks for highlighting me there about Tetelili's disappearance. Okay, let's have a look at SPK. Pretty. Let's start with a longer term time frame, the monthly. On the monthly, I well, I mean, we have a positive setup here. We have a positive setup. We are trading above our moving average. The market went down and it shot up, so I'm happy with what I see here. Yeah, the monthly is looking good. I'm happy for longs. The weekly. I think on the weekly we need to wait for the end of the session tomorrow. But I mean, if we end the session looking like this, trading above the moving average on the weekly, and having this nice bullish reversal pin bar, we could see this market maybe coming up to trade back maybe at 227 to 29 levels. Let's check the daily. Okay, pretty. We have 209 as our support on Standard Bank, and currently the market is trading above 213.89 or 214. That area there is our support, and we have 219 or 218.84 to be exact. We have some serious, it's not really like massive, but I mean, we have some resistance around 219. So if we can close above 219 to 219 here, if we can close above the 219, above that horizontal line, plus above our moving average there, we could expect the stock maybe to push higher towards 222 to 222, 221.50 levels. If you take those levels out, then our stock could be on its way back to maybe 228, 229. Right now, it hasn't really given us a clear signal, but I mean, if you're looking at the overall trend is up. The overall trend is up on this one. I'm happy keeping longs. It's more like it's doing something like this. See, that's what it's doing according to the picture that I'm seeing here. Doing this. Now we are here. Yeah, it looks like this is what we are doing here. We just came down, and the market is now starting to pick up. So I wouldn't really panic here, but I would make sure that I have my stop below 205, yesterday's low. My stop would be below yesterday's low, 205. Okay, let's see what the hourly time frame is giving us here, pretty. Let me remove this one. Yeah, that 218.80, 218.84, 219, I think is a problem. We could see the price maybe pulling back down to 214 again, 214 before pushing higher. I believe that the limit price was around 214. I think it was 214.11, if I'm not mistaken. So for those that did not get involved, I mean, very early in the morning when the trade went out, I think they may just wait a bit to see if this stock may not come back down to 214 or the limit price that we're given this morning, and the next hurdle or the next overhead resistance is at 219. From 219 to 2150 to 22. If we take all those out, then back to 228, 229. Pretty, are you happy with that? What's your opinion here? Oh, what's your view here? Are you still there, Pretty? Oh, okay. That's fine, Pretty. Let me see. What else can one look at now? Let's look at this one. Because we're taking everything from the US market, it's always important to keep an eye on the US markets. This is the S&P 500 on the US 500, as we call it on our trading platform. The S&P 500 closed above its 10 simple day moving average yesterday. My only issue right now is that our simple moving average hasn't flattened out or started to move higher. It's still pointing down, which is a big problem. But I mean, if this market continues to move higher today, we could see maybe going up back to 2,700 and perhaps moving much higher. But I mean, it's still early days for me to make such a call. I think we should just wait and see what it does today. But I'm happy that it's above the moving average, and we had this big tail and this bullish reversal pin bar that we have here, and the market looks like it's picking up nicely. So I'm happy with this. We just have to take out this area where I have the horizontal line there around 2,633.3, and we are supported at 2,650. I'm watching those levels to see what this market does. Another thing that I'm looking at, let me see. I'm looking at, this is the hourly time frame now. This is the hourly time frame. I'm looking to check where this market is going to close in the next 15 minutes. If we close above our our moving average on the hourly time frame, then definitely we're going to see this market moving much higher. But I mean, if we close below our moving average, we could see this market playing between maybe 2,650 and 2,660. Could even maybe touch 2,645, but at the moment it doesn't look like that. Plus, another thing is that today we're waiting for some data from the States. If that data comes out positive, we could see maybe the market rallying on the back of that. So it's still early days. We'll see what happens next. Miss Loyson, how are you? Yeah, that's what I'm looking at really in this market. But it is very important that we keep an eye out on what's happening between China and the USA, because I mean, right now, I think what's causing this market to give us this tick up it's given us is because I think the US and China, they are both realizing that this trade war that they have is not good for anyone. It's not good for the Chinese economy. It's not good for the US economy. At the end of the day, corporates are going to suffer. The consumer is going to suffer. So they need to sit around the table and talk about this and make sure that the world is a global economy or a global village. It's not. It's not a jungle where everyone wants to get the biggest chunk of the market. We all share accordingly. Okay, Pretty. I don't know if there's anything else that you'd like to ask from here. There isn't much really to look at in this market. I think it's very important to remain calm and disciplined. Otherwise, you can actually lose a lot, if you go all out. But Pretty, could I please ask you one favor, my sister? Tomorrow or next time when you join us, could you please give me maybe a couple of stocks that you've looked at, where you have a view, and ask me maybe to have a look at them once more for you and check if they are good or not. I want to get you guys active. I want to get you guys doing some real stuff here. Okay, Pretty, thank you so much for attending our technical analysis webinar today. Let's meet again tomorrow. If you don't have any more questions, I think we're just going to end it at this point. Cheers, madam. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.